going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What's in Yours, the show, where we give it to you raw and uncut, agree to disagree, but it's just our thoughts. I'm your host, T. Martin. Co-host ain't here today. Shout out DJ Unk. Boom, 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 boom. You know how it go. But shout out to the Wiz, though. Shout out to the Wiz. What up, what up, what up? How you feeling today, Wiz?
I'm feeling good. Snow's back. Wish we could get rid of that though.
Man, the snow is back. I'm tired of the snow. It's cold. We in the house. It's time to just get some sunshine, some weather going on. Take the coat off. You know what I mean? We might still keep the hoodie till like April, but man, we got to get some good weather here.
That's a good question. When do you feel like you can? What month in Buffalo can you wear like your sweatsuit hoodie combo to? You know.
You really could wear it in the summer. We be having them cold August days too, man. Them cold August nights. You throw your hoodie on. So I don't think the hoodies go anywhere. But you know, them shorts, got your little shirt, you know what I mean? Might have your shirt off, tank top, wife beater.
Whoa.
Barbecues. I miss that. I'm missing the barbecues.
Man, I'm
outside.
We're barbecuing in the winter, bro. I got a little igloo carved out with my grill sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to control the temperature and shit when it's cold.
Yeah, I don't think we put our grills up. Don't nobody in Buffalo put their grills up. They don't put them grills up because you smoke them up, man. You got what you gonna do? Some chicken, ribs, put some, man, anything on there, shrimp, anything. You grill anything. We grill in the winter. So shit, shout out my boy Mel. He just grilled some oxtails the other day. Them shits was hitting.
Grilled oxtail. I never even had that.
Yeah, them grilled oxtails was hitting. But yeah, though, man, we might as well go on and start the bus up. Cause you know the world going crazy. World going crazy.
Crazy.
Let's start some hot topics. Wiz, did you hear about the rapper from Detroit, Big Dank Moss or something? You heard about that?
I just can't.
With the Lyft driver.
Are you bringing this up because I'm driving with Uber now, or what's? Tell me about it.
For the people who don't know, you know what I mean, it's a rapper out there in Detroit, I believe. I think it's Detroit. And she called an Uber, you know. She on a big backside, you know what I mean, husky girl. The Uber driver told her, like, yo, you can't get up in here. My socks ain't gonna hold that. We ain't gonna go nowhere. You know what I mean? She got offended. You know what I mean? I feel it. I'm like on both sides, I see it, but you know what I mean, that is discrimination. I don't know how that is, but come on, man. You can't fit in no little ass Tempo or something like that. You can't do that. You need like one of them XL truck joints. You know what I mean? So what's your take on that, Wiz?
I mean, I'm a big dude. I'm 250. You know, I'm not a little guy. And I feel like the easiest way I can put it is I have a responsibility of knowing my own limits, which being 250 shows you I'm not really good at knowing my own limits, right? I eat a lot of food. So I don't know. I'm definitely not trying to shame the woman at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I do feel like her suing them to me is equivalent to like when we were growing up and somebody sued McDonald's for burning themselves on their coffee, right? It's like you ordered a hot coffee, right?
Yeah.
If you're a large person, you know, maybe order a Uber XL. She tried saying, because here's my thing. She tried saying she was in a PT Cruiser with 5 people.
Nah, I ain't believing that. I have nobody. I'm not believing Rasputia was up in a PT Cruiser, bro, with 5 other Rasputia. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't, man.
It's too much.
That's too much.
You're doing too much.
Doing too much. You went too far trying to get in this little ass car. I mean, what y'all think, man? Make sure y'all comment down below. What do y'all think?
Before you go on, I do want to say there is an element to this that people are kind of neglecting to look at, which is that Lyft fired that driver who was working for a living from this company. So now they're out of job. And on top of that, the girl is going after him too, right? So it's like they're not going to have the same kind of lawyers or protections. They don't have a company looking out for them the way that, like, if you work for a cab company or something might. I don't know. It feels unjust to the driver as well in a way because that's like his livelihood. And
Yeah.
when it comes to other stuff like drunk people or threats to my life, I have the right to refuse you. So because she's big, it changes it. I don't know.
It's a sticky situation. That is
Oh,
sticky for both parts, though.
yeah,
You
it's
know.
a hard one.
Yeah, it did because, like you said,
Pause.
it's on him, but then again, it's on her as well. Especially when the car pulled up. But when you do like lifts and like Ubers, you can see what type of car it is, though, right?
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at.
Sometimes.
They're ordering based on the type of Uber you order is the size. So it's like Uber X, Uber XL, and then there's like Uber Comfort, and those are different size. And I'm sure Lyft has their same versions of that.
Mm-hmm.
So all I'm saying is, if she ordered, an XL, which she's expecting a friggin' Tahoe or something big to come, or a van or whatever, something, I don't know,
Right.
and a car like my Elantra shows up, then she has every right to be pissed.
Yeah.
But if you ordered it because you're trying to save a buck, and you get the cheapest small, the Uber X, and then you're coming in and
You get a
in
Prius.
you look like you are an Uber. I mean, sorry.
Stop.
Sorry. All right, that was out of line. I'm
So,
sorry.
Yeah, but that's a sticky situation, man. We just got to stay tuned on that and see what's happening on that one, though. So, yeah, that's crazy.
That's so
That's
crazy.
crazy. I don't even know what to say after that, but that's crazy.
All right, I gotta ask you: did you see the video of her falling backwards?
Yeah. Shit. She out of control.
That's what I mean. There's a level of this where it's like you gotta have like self-awareness and
Right.
control, because you know what, we've seen like that movement with like Lizzo or other types of figures where they have this empowerment, which is great, but at the same time, even she comes around to a point of trying to push, this honesty of like, we have to have some awareness, right? So I don't know. This is definitely a lot of legal, or like what do you call that, like on the line stuff.
Yeah,
going
it's
on.
definitely borderline. It's definitely borderline. But like you said, you definitely got to have like self-awareness. Like you got to at some point.
When you buy a plane ticket and you're that big, do you have to buy? That they're gonna make you buy an extra seat. That's like their rules.
Oh, so you could be comfortable, right?
So you could be, yeah, pretty much.
And that's understandable,
right?
You
ever see the lady that goes, she's has like a TikTok account, very famous account, and her whole shtick is she's a large woman. And she goes to like Disneyland or theme parks, and she like, oh, I'm gonna ride the Splash Mountain, and then she like reviews, can the thing go down over her? Like, is she uncomfortable? Yeah. So like, this is like a debate that comes up a lot. It's like, is she doing a service to large people by giving them the info before they ride the ride? Or is she doing them a disservice? Because in reality, it's like, if you want to ride the ride and it's so important to you, you might want to look to be more comfortable in a healthier way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's all about safety as well, though, because you don't want to get on like one of those rides or something. We can't have that. You can't have that. So I get
both sides.
I get both sides on that stuff. I actually do. I do get both sides on them. Yeah. Let's go, man. Let's speed it up a little bit. What about well, we already know food is going up, but did you hear about in South Central PA where they stole at least 100,000 eggs out this company? That's nasty work. And I think they said it was worth like 40K of eggs they stole.
Yeah, I heard they were scrambling to find the thieves.
Scrambling. They boiling. The water is boiling. They're
trying to crack the case.
They try to crack the case. I like that one. They trying to crack the case. So do you think that's probably why eggs done shot up from like $3 to damn near $10?
You want my honest opinion?
Yeah, you gotta have your honest. It's just our thoughts.
I think during the pandemic, companies figured, like certain companies at the time during the pandemic figured out that there are certain products that we need as consumers that we're going to buy, and they kind of control the market in a certain way where they could jack up the prices. And the thing is, if you look at all the products that have gone through those waves, it's almost like each one of the ownership groups of them was like, it's our turn. You know what I mean? Gas does this all the time. That's the thing when people talk about gas. Everybody tries to talk political, but the truth is, like, we know what our gas prices are on a certain date the year before because they're set by OPEC. So it's like the way that it works isn't really based on the president or like their policies, but it's typically something that we have a thing in the United States called gas futures, and that's what their stocks are based on.
Mm,
So I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff like eggs. If I'm being,
milk.
I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like it's a distraction from like other stuff. Like
Yeah.
they don't want you to be worried about like where your government dollars are going here. So look at how expensive eggs are. When
Yeah.
in reality, in Buffalo, New York, you can go to Wegmans, what people believe to be the most expensive store, and they have eggs price locked at $3.49. So it's like if eggs are $8 somewhere, cool, but like I don't know that to be real everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what
Everywhere.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just we. So when you said that egg thief thing, I looked it up, and I was like, man, that's so crazy. Because here's my question: where are you selling those eggs?
That's my question too. Like, you have over 100,000 eggs. What are you going to do with it? So do you pull a fast one and sell it back to the people for more money?
How?
What you mean how? Hey, I got some eggs. What you want to do with them? I got at
You
least
trying to
about
sell the stolen eggs back to the store?
people do crazy shit like that. Take things and sell it back to the people. And you might not sell it back to that company, but you could probably sell it to another company. What are you doing with 50 eggs in your house? You like, damn, I gotta cook them, scramble them. You gotta find all which ways to cook the eggs or do something with the eggs, or are they gonna get ruined?
I don't know. I mean, it's like, when you hear about like a crackhead stealing copper out of somewhere or something, and you're just envisioning like some dude with like all these wires or something trying to go to the junkyard. And in my head, I'm always like, the junkyard can't not know what's happening, right? It doesn't look like Lakeside Refurbishing showed up. It looks like Bill from down the street happened upon a bunch of copper, right?
Crackhead Joe came through and he came with all the, so is the junkyard gonna take it or not? 9 times out of 10, they take copper, metal and stuff.
Right.
Scrap. They don't care where it came from.
How? Listen, I'm not saying I'm connected with anything, but who's got an egg guy hey, I got a truck of stolen eggs, you see? I'll make you a deal. Like, I don't know who's buying those eggs.
Farmers might be like, hey, is they 100% what they were looking like? You know what I mean? You go different spots. Yeah, I got something for y'all.
That's why. That's
I
nasty
don't know.
work.
That's nasty work.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, why are you stealing eggs? Like, what is the plan? Egg
right, because you're
McMahon.
not. Egg McMahon's crazy. Right, but you got a point though, right? Because you're not stealing eggs. You're not stealing, what was it, 100,000 eggs or something like that? You're not stealing those to eat because you ain't gonna eat them before they go bad.
You're not.
So it's like you really are trying to make a profit off those. Where did those eggs go?
We own it. Where did the eggs go is the question.
Help us
find the eggs.
I'm gonna look into this too. So if we got to update, we will let you know, because this has been quite an experience.
Yo, for real. I like that. And it's almost around Easter time too, so we gotta do something.
All right, now this is gonna put the whiz out there. Is it possible the Easter Bunny had something to do with this stuff?
He might have. I don't know. We got to check into this now. It's getting real.
This is a rabbit hole if I've ever heard one.
Where's Bugs when you need him, man?
Jesus Christ! Right, this didn't happen back in the day.
Nah, it ain't happened back in the day, man. Hell,
that's funny.
Eggs. But yeah, the world going crazy. What else going? What about, man? Did you hear about the some illegal immigrants broke into Joe Burrow's house? You know, the quarterback from Cincinnati was taking photos and videos while they was robbing his place and had his jewelry on and his hats and chains and shit on. What's wrong with these people? They gave they self away. You know they locked they caught they ass, locked their ass up. Well, what's the point of that? That might have been the most dumbest criminal shit ever that I've seen.
So I just want to understand.
Me too.
Are you saying that, because it's February right now, Joe Burrow's house was burglarized in December by 3 men? Are you telling me that another situation happened?
It could be. All I know, this was hot. And they kept going. It was an on. I guess they just caught them.
Here we go. 3 Chilean men. So this actually. So I think what you're seeing is details of what happened in December coming out.
Mm-hmm.
It says 3 Chilean men facing suspicion of breaking into Joe Burrow's home 2 months ago took a selfie with some of his jewelry and items stolen by the quarterback, according to a federal complaint filed last week. That is crazy.
That's crazy.
So you stole the jewelry.
Stole the jewelry.
And you went online and said, look what I got.
Pictures in his house. Look where I'm at and look what I got.
The only thing dumber that I've ever heard of is that dude that put his feet up on Pelosi's desk in the Capitol and took pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Like his ass wasn't going right to jail.
Right to jail.
You dumbass.
I
All them fools. I don't know what anybody was thinking that day.
Man, I don't know what them people was thinking that day.
I don't care what your political point was. You looked crazy. And these 3 that went into Burrow's house look crazy.
Look crazy. And they illegal. They weren't even supposed to be over here. You doing shit like this?
Did you see the thing? Speaking of this, did you see the thing about the guy who went to his brother-in-law's house and he didn't have the key, so he hopped the fence and he accidentally hopped in the neighbor's yard and they called the cops?
Duh.
Thinking it was some dude trying to break in. I'll have to put that up.
Damn.
Hello?
Yes,
Who am I speaking to?
this is the owner of the house.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Oh, perfect. So you know I'm a deputy?
Yeah.
What's your name?
It's Matt McAlpin.
Okay. Is your brother-in-law supposed to be here?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
Did my
cool.
neighbors call? I forgot to tell them.
No, there's some sort of mix-up. I'm sure he'll tell you the full story, but no one's in any trouble, and we'll let him come on in.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah. What happened?
Hey. Sorry.
That's right.
I feel bad. I jumped your neighbor's fence thinking it was your house. 'Cause the garage. So, yeah, he called the cops on me. Understandably.
Did not do that.
I swear. The back door, trying to open it. And he's like, honey, call the cops.
Dude, whose house did you do it to?
I think it's 3. When you're looking at your house, it's 3 to the right. 1273. So I owe him a big apology.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's why you couldn't get in the garage. Oh my gosh. That's one of the best stories I've ever heard.
Understandably, in our block, you getting shot,
Man,
son.
for real. So he better be lucky. And that's good that we have Ring cameras and technology now. Because if just say he couldn't get a hold of the owner, and he telling us, no, this is my brother's house. Like, okay, pal. Okay, buddy. Come with us. Where's the keys at? Let us know. So now for that Ring camera, he can actually interact with the homeowner. That's kind of sweet. It's kind of sweet now. But like you said, you can't be doing that shit. You better not jump in the wrong yard. You can't. Or a dog gonna be on your ass. Cujo gonna be on your ass. He better be like they ain't have.
Here comes Frank
Here
Ocean.
go Frank Ocean. Come on, man. Shit. Now all you hear is yelling back there. Like ain't nobody supposed to be back there. Whose fault is that? Mine's or yours? Because you on my property.
So real talk, I'm gonna be honest with you. In New York State, where we live, where shout out to West of Yours, located in Buffalo,
Come on,
Queen City. We basically our stand your ground law. The intruder has to have 2 feet on the ground inside of your house.
inside. So
like if you have someone break the window and they are coming through the window and you shoot them, you go jail.
yeah,
They got to be all the way in. And even then, I really feel like
you gotta do like
you
bonus
have to
shots or
debate
something.
you have
Yeah,
to
it's a
debate
lot.
whether you use lethal right away.
Yep.
The state we live in, I mean, there was a time I used to always say, like, you touch one of my children, you do something, I'll take my chances with a jury.
Mm-hmm.
I think that matters in what state you're in these days.
Yeah, it does.
It really does.
Different laws for different states.
Yeah. You ever see the dude in Texas recently? It was like last year. I could put the video up for viewers to watch. I got it.
Mm.
Dude, while the wife is recording her husband, and he's got a shotgun, and he's telling her, you want to film your death? I'm about to shoot you.
Damn.
She said, you gonna kill me on camera? He said, yeah. You're about to go meet Jesus, so you only got 1 second. And then he shoots and kills her.
Okay. All right. Goodbye, Breeze. I'll see you later. You go meet Jesus. Those were Kerry Birmingham's last words to his wife Patricia before he killed her with his shotgun outside their home in Spring. In the video, you can hear he fired 3 times.
And what was going on is she was his wife. She was cheating on him. They were going through divorce. The dude she was cheating on him with, she took all her husband's life savings and gave it to the lover as a gift. Bankrupted this dude.
That's nasty work.
He killed her. He's in Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
He went to court. He got like 3 years.
Mm.
I will put it on the screen what his exact sentence was.
Damn.
But the jury was very sympathetic to the fact that she bankrupted him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'm like, in New York State, buddy, you be doing life.
Man, you be barbecue chicken.
Yeah.
Barbecue.
But in Texas, they were like, well, she took all his money.
But you know, Texas is way different than a lot of states. Texas is way different. They go crazy on that joint.
I love Texas, though.
Yeah.
Shout out to Texas.
Shout out my boy Big Extra Plug, man. He jamming right now.
We got to get you on the podcast, Big X. I'm telling you.
Big X, man. That's my dude right there. I'm fucking with him.
I told Jen the other day, when you watch Big X come on stage in front of people, he has like a Biggie Smalls presence. And I'm not saying that because he's a giant black dude. He literally like seeps the same kind of presence.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He definitely got that style, that swag, like that drive.
Yeah.
And then he remind me of a little Ross too, because Ross got that big boy swag. Because he remind me of Biggie earlier in his days when he would start like finding himself. You know what I mean? Rose and Ricky and all of that. So I like what they doing. I definitely do. He got some music. He got some bangers too. Big Guy's got some bangers right now. He like top 5 I'm listening to right now. For real.
I would be remiss if I didn't say the real Rick Ross isn't a rapper. Shout out to him.
Oh, Freeway. Yeah. That's my boy Freeway.
You know, he sells them shirts that say the real Rick Ross ain't a rapper.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Shit, that man, yeah. Everybody just try to like recycle their name or do some, whoever did something that was legendary or
Jim
big.
Jones.
Yeah, they try to take their name and try to like finagle or switch it or put it into a sign where they can use it. So, every side, hey, history repeats itself some type of way. I like it.
You think, let me ask about music real quick, because you said history repeats itself. I just want your opinion. You know how music seems to be cycling? Like last year in summertime, we had, it might have been the year before, we had that like that time period where they were taking all the like Elton John or like the like classic Rocky stuff, and they were like remixing them with like current people. So it's like that music is coming back, and now we got a lot of styles that we seen from like when we were growing up starting to come back. You think we're going to see a cycle of like that early 2000s or like the mid 90s type hip hop or that kind of music come back, like the Ashantis or the J-Lo back in the day kind of music, the original Mariah Carey? You think any of that shit comes back?
I believe so. I think so in due time, but you got to have that right artist who have that voice that like remind you of them.
Like
Especially, yeah, she could sing. She could
sing.
Especially like if you put them old tracks on there and go back and like take the samples and mix it up, like, oh, I remember that track, and you got somebody who can actually sing, it might remind you of throwback 90s, 2000s, but with a modern day 25, almost 26, because it's now trying to like balance itself out. So I do believe it. And even in fashion too, you know what I mean? You get to see the back in the day, the baggy clothes or you want to be comfortable clothes. You see that a little bit more now, which you used to just see like tight fit or just sweats or whatever, just something that's real tight or just fit you, slim fit. You start seeing more baggy-ish of like 2000s where people was wearing 3-4 X's.
Baggy has been coming back
more
for
and
this
more.
season more and more.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing because I thought, I made a joke to my wife the other day. I said, you think we're going to get like the long white tees and shit back, the long tees back, and like that crazy, or like, remember, I don't remember what the brand was, but we had them jeans that had the color straps, the bands.
What's them joints called? I had a pair.
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot.
And I had the red ones, I had the blue ones, depending on what shoes I had on.
Yeah.
Right.
Damn, what's them joints? I saw it. Oh man, I know exactly what you're talking about. They had the straps.
They had the straps.
Damn, yeah, they might.
I'm just saying, like, the way
they might
things go in a cycle, I'm kind of like, can we have my time back? Like, I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to dance. I'm ready for that like So Def sound with the dance sound to come back.
I think it's like it's trying, but it's like more now. You get a hot beat, you got one or two, you got a nice little chorus, and that's it. A lot of people is not dropping music or giving you a 16 and coming back giving you another 8 or 12 or whatever. They just do like maybe a 6 and an 8 and they done with the song. You know what I mean? So I really, once the joint start jamming, it's over. So I think they need to start making the songs a little longer so you can still get that feel. Like shit, back in the day, you got a song that's down there for 6-7 minutes. But again, you got people attention span too. It's not heavy no more like that. So I don't know. I believe it though. It can happen. I do believe it can happen though. Definitely, man. You said something about some music, man. Shout out Irv, man. You know what I mean, Irv Gotti. You know what I mean, he was a producer. He produced some hits, and he had some artists, some big artists that had some hits. Some hits.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, this may be corny to some of y'all, but like, I love like all the Ja Rule shit with him.
The Murder Inc.
All that Murder Inc. shit.
Ashanti, Ja Rule, he had bangers. He had DMX at one point in time. He was Jay-Z AR for one time. They was doing business. You know what I mean, getting them big labels for Jay. I think he did, man. Can I get a what? That was produced by
that was my jam.
You know what I mean? Irv. So like Irv got some hits. Ashanti got some hits. That Foolish, crazy.
Right.
That Ooh Baby, crazy. One of them joints won a Grammy. I don't know which one, but one of them joints won a Grammy. So I think before they started fucking with 50, they had something. They should have left 50 the fuck alone. 50 the one crushed all that shit. But before a little bit after, Irv had hits.
I was gonna say, being real, if you really like, we're not gonna. You seen that whole video I sent you with the dude that explains the beef between the two of them?
Yeah, I said that. Yeah,
it's like that was literally the biggest mistake because even Ja Rule could be something now, and when people don't care anymore, and it's not even that Fire Festival thing that happened with him and that dude. It literally is the 50 Cent.
It's the 50 beef, man.
It's crazy.
And he like destroyed all that shit. But before then, it was one point Murder Inc. That's all you heard. You heard Ja Rule, you heard Ashanti, you heard Charlie Baltimore, you heard I forgot the other girl name, Vita or something. He had artists, but they was making songs. You could have a lot of artists on your label, but a lot of them is not making hits.
Right.
Shanti was making hits.
Right.
Ja Rule was making hits. What was that album 316 or something? Danny DeVito, all that shit. That shit was like Irv had something. He had something. So man, I know he missing that thing. Before he left, I know he was in love with Ashanti. That's crazy. He couldn't let it go. That was nasty work.
Let it go.
He couldn't let it go, man. That was nasty work. She with my boy Nelly. They happy.
I don't know. So you said what was the album?
Which
you were
one?
Thinking of?
The 316.
Okay.
John 3.
The Rule 336.
Yup, Rule 336. That album was fire. That shit was fire.
Yeah, and you know what? I would argue that Pain Is Love album from Ja Rule, which is obviously what's his name, Murder Inc. and Irv.
Yep, that's Irv.
So many hits.
He did what's the DMX joint? What's my name? I think he did that joint. Irv was producing a lot of them joints, man.
So you talk about music. I know you wanted to talk about it. Tell me what you think of the Super Bowl.
Tell
me about the show. Tell me about the game.
Super Bowl was to me, honestly, the game, it was a little boring to me. You know what I mean? I thought KC was gonna win. I really did, but I knew it was gonna be a good game. But I did not know they're just going to bum out like that. I never seen Patty play like that since I've been watching them. I haven't. You did.
I didn't.
Did.
I thought Saquon would have had more of a factor. But all year long, the only thing Philly really had going was they were really good on defense.
See, I just knew, I knew Andy Reid and them boys, they was going to make Jalen beat them. And that's what happened. They didn't let Saquon beat them. We planned for Saquon. They ain't playing for Jalen to sling that biscuit like that. He had a hell of a game. And I said they have to play perfect football to beat them boys. And they played perfect defense ball and special teams ball, offense. They was clicking. So for them not to even put up no points like that until like the game was over was terrible. So
And those are garbage time. I mean, if we're being real, that like I understand they're trying to come back, but they were putting those points up with like 6 minutes to
yeah,
go.
and they had their second string in, so that don't even count. They
Yeah,
started
that's
putting the
true.
second string in.
Think about that. Like, okay, that's a good statistic I'd love to know is when was the last time the second string of any team was put in a Super Bowl?
I don't even think never.
Right?
So you cannot compare them boys to Tom Brady and them no more. Tom ain't never went out like that.
No.
I'm sorry. Him and Belichick never went out like that. They gonna put up a fight. They gonna beat you, or you just beat them by like a field goal or something. You ain't really spanked Tom Brady and them like that, man.
I'm gonna be real though. Patriots fans and Buccaneers fans are gonna love me for this, but it's the truth. Okay, there was never a conversation in my world, if we were being honest, between Brady and Mahomes because Brady played Mahomes, and Brady not only stopped him from going to the further in the playoffs the 1 year,
Yeah.
but he's the one that beat Mahomes on a new team in a playoff during COVID, right? And you know, he had Bruce Arians as a coach and all that, but I'm just saying, like, that win for the Bucs was Tom Brady.
Yeah, definitely.
And
100%.
so it's like, here's the thing, it's a Bills fan. When we needed Tom Brady to be the dark horse and come in and take down the new evil empire for us, he fucking did
He
it.
did that. He went to the NFC
did
and
that.
spanked motherfuckers.
So it was, in my world, you can never compare the, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is.
No, that's a fact. I'll give you that. That's definitely a fact. Because they never seen the 3-peat. They was trying to and all that, but them boys couldn't roll with Philly.
It's not like a Michael Jordan thing where he never played with LeBron against LeBron in that capacity.
Right,
so
right.
we can have that conversation.
That's a
We've
fact.
seen them in a Super Bowl,
Mhm.
and what happened?
No, spank mode. No, that's a fact. Who came out with the win? The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
The actual GOAT.
Yeah. I don't care about none of this Bills Mafia all day, but we wasn't there this year. So we had to pick something.
If you're being honest as a real football fan, Tom Brady is different than Tom Brady on the Patriots. Like, he ain't the same person that he was when he was playing for the Patriots and he was against Buffalo. All he wanted to do is destroy whoever he was playing to win because he's like an ultimate competitor.
Mm-hmm.
But since and I almost feel this way of Belichick a little bit too, since they're not on that team and they're on to different things, they're trying to be different people. So I can tolerate listening to Tom now.
Yeah.
Before I wanted to throw a dick at him on the field. Pause.
Not on the field.
On the field. that you know, Bills Mafia.
Yeah, Bills Mafia. They have done it before.
How did they get that in the stadium? Where are they putting that, Twon?
I don't want to even know where they putting it at. I don't even want to know where they putting the purple at, man.
Oh man.
So yeah, well, that's what we thought about the game. The halftime show I think it was kind of dope. It was cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially if you're a Kendrick fan. Yeah, I mean, I listen to Kendrick music. He got a couple joints. I believe it was cool. To me, I don't think it was the best that I've seen, but the numbers that he hit tops Michael Jackson joint. So right now he is the number one for views, like 133 million or something. He topped that. I think he could have played more like of hits, but all in all, performance, message, how he was doing it, and what's been going on, because Kendrick had a hell of a year run, and to be at the Super Bowl and do what you do, it was cool to me. It was cool, you know. I walked away just a little bit, 1 or 2 times, but it was cool. I like it. It was cool.
Yeah.
How about you? What you thought about it?
I mean, I watched the whole thing. I didn't have an issue. You know, I liked it. Obviously, I'm a film guy. I bet you our listeners and viewers don't know this. I'll put a clip of it on the screen so you can understand and see what I'm talking about. But it's the first time that they did what they call live color grading. You know, when we film our podcast here, if you all were to see our raw footage, it is kind of gray. And with the color grading in post, I will add the colors and make Twon look as amazing as he already does.
Thank you, Drew. I appreciate that.
Yes,
Drew.
sir. But this is the first time I actually never heard of it, so I thought it was kind of an amazing look at that halftime that they did some sort of live color grading with this. And as you can see with the examples I'm putting on the screen, it's actually very cool. You see like the orange and blue hints, and then it's almost like the cinematic quality that's just not normally seen. All that was great. The only thing I did have an issue with, which you and I have already talked about, is just I'm not a Kendrick fan. Like I don't listen to his music. I like all kinds of hip hop and rap. So for me, I don't like the narrative that's afterwards about like if I didn't like the Super Bowl, it means all these things that aren't necessarily me. But I didn't have an issue with the performance. I don't understand like people saying they didn't understand him.
Performance.
None of that shit was good.
Yeah, well, he definitely was. It was definitely a good performance.
And think back to like Katy Perry or like any of them where they have like the whole thing they're swinging from and stuff. It felt more about what he was doing than those things. So there was no issue with it. And is this not an annual thing we go through? Someone's always gonna be mad.
You're gonna have a problem with the halftime, no matter who it is or no matter what they talking about. You're gonna have a problem. You got to.
My buddy Gilly that commented on, I believe, either your post or somebody's post said, I would have preferred to have classic rock. I said, Gilly, who the hell wanted like what market are you thinking this is for right now?
Yeah, for now.
They
could mix it. They could start mixing it up though. They can. They could go pop, rock, clap, whatever. Because again, it's the Super Bowl. It's all types of people with all types of opinions and listen to all varieties of music.
You don't think that they do mix it up? I mean, just because last year they had, last year was the Dre and, was that last year?
No, they had Usher. Last year, Usher was last year.
Usher was
last year. I think Dre and them was the year before.
See, those are, in my opinion, those are top 5 years.
It's been rolling.
Usher, and then you bring the year with Dre and all them with Snoop.
Yeah,
that was top 5 ever.
Yeah,
right.
That's a fact.
So, what's the complaint there? Now you're telling me that Kendrick was the most viewed in history, so that's a success, regardless. Because even if you get bad press, it's good press, right?
All press is good press.
So I don't know. I feel like they do mix it up. I just think you're never gonna please everybody.
Yeah, and that's just like in the world. You're never gonna please everybody.
True.
If you're doing this, somebody's gonna have a problem. If I'm doing that, this person got a problem. Like, just gotta damn near pick your poison and should wait your turn.
Yeah, the Wizards gotta put the social media down. I can tell you that much. That shit.
Start getting to you.
You start getting into it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? People be talking crazy in this world, like.
Yeah, but you can't let that phase you, or you can't let that stop your motion of what you got going on. Because if you because somebody, again, now we in the days where we sit on our phones or people sit on their phones. You ain't never seen this person, don't know these people, and just want to slander their name and just start talking crazy about them. And then when people start reading it, they start getting their own head, their own thoughts. So you just gotta be like, nope. If you're gonna read it. Don't feel nothing about it, or don't even open it. Don't even read it at all. It depends on the type of person you is. So that's definitely.
All right. So I want to throw something up here on the screen. This is Eagles player Devontae Smith.
Oh, that's my boy.
Yeah. All right. It says, dejected and tearful Devontae Smith sits on the floor of the Superdome following a 40-36 loss to Lucher in the LHSAA Class 3 state championship. This happened back in 2016. In his senior year of high school, Devontae would go on then to win the national championship at Alabama, the Heisman Trophy, and the Super Bowl with the Eagles, including a touchdown reception in the very same Superdome. It says, never give up, realize your dreams. Congratulations, Devontae.
That's fire.
Yeah, what is your reaction to that as a coach and in your position?
I think that's real fire. That's real special. That's something like a lot of people won't even ever touch that. From a high school, same field, college, same field, and then one of the biggest games of NFL history is a Super Bowl, and you won it on that too, on the same field. That's shit. I could retire right now. I retire right now, but he young, and for him to have like a good game at the Super Bowl too, to be a big factor of winning, and then in college when they played Bama, he was going off in that game. So just for him alone, that's something special. That's something like you can't even imagine. That's something I can't even say dream about, but that's something you think like, damn, that did really happen. You don't really hear too many stories like that, where you played football as a Pop Warner and then you go to high school. You in the same stadium. Then you actually go to college or venture off to whatever. You come back to that stadium and win where I lost. I'm thinking it's over. Okay, I got my revenge back. I'm good. I get to the Super Bowl and win that motherfucker in the same stadium. I'm back. This my matter of fact. Name this motherfucker the Dante joint. Rename the stadium, man. Rename the stadium. That's how I feel.
Facts.
Rename the stadium, man.
Now, just because you said that, I know we were gonna end on that, but I gotta throw one. I feel bad if we from Bill's Mafia and we forgot my boy Josh.
MVP.
That's right.
Yo, come on, man.
All right.
Shout out.
Talk
Shout
about
out.
it. What would you say?
I'm happy. I'm proud. Like, I know we lost all that, but for us to come out with an MVP and he did his thing. And I know it's going, like you said, you can't please everybody. A lot of people say he shouldn't have won it. A lot of people felt he should have won it. But in my opinion, Josh was the most valuable player on that team and as in the league in general because of he helped the team. It wasn't like this was a rebuilding year for us. And for you to come up and put them numbers up like he did, ball like he did, and just be like the voice or just be the captain of the ship. And then the when he came on the stage and he gave his speech, man, come on, he shout out my boy Slick Rick for the mail. So this come from the Pagulas to Slick Rick, man. It takes everybody, and you gotta love it like that. You gotta love it like that, man.
Yeah, and to what you just said, I don't know if you've seen the video I put up on my Facebook. I'll have it running in this corner here for y'all. But Julian Edelman had Gronkowski on his podcast.
Okay.
And he asked him about how he said Gronkowski asked Edelman how he sees Josh Allen. He said, I think of him like I think of you as the tight end for the Patriots. I look at him as the same comparison where, they used to call Gronkowski beast mode. When he came on the field, he changed the game, and whenever he was there, they had the ability to win, and he felt like that's what Josh Allen shows. And Gronkowski said that the Tom Brady factor in the Patriots was that if Tom Brady was the quarterback, your Super Bowl window was never closed.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, and now with Josh Allen, the quarterback, the Super Bowl window is never closed.
Yeah, I definitely I could agree to that because it's not. What he ain't even 30. How old is Josh? 27,
26,
maybe
27,
yeah.
somewhere in there.
He got at least 10 more years. He's getting him. We getting one. I don't give a damn. We're getting one.
I would like to remind people that, like, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, quarterbacks like that, they retired like in the last 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, for real.
Rivers was like last year. Roethlisberger was like 2 years ago. These quarterbacks, this is a good one. If you really want to talk about longevity before we get out of here, I did not realize this. Do you know what quarterback? Ding, ding, ding. Here's an NFL trivia. Ding,
trivia.
Ding, ding.
Trivia. What's in yours trivia? Let's go. I'm ready.
Baker Mayfield, drafted to the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
What veteran quarterback did they cut to have Baker Mayfield start that spring?
Who was over there? It wasn't Kurt Warner. It was somebody old, though.
But it was somebody
old.
it
was in there. Oh, man. Who was over there? I don't know. Who was over there?
It was Vince Young.
Vince Young. He went bonkers. Vince Young went bonkers. I forgot he had some type of mental, you know what I mean? We always got to take on our mental.
I think he's doing good now.
Yeah, he is.
Something he talked about recently.
Yeah.
He looked good. Yeah. Shout out to Vince.
And I used to like Vince because he used to go to Yo, he was what?
I used to play with him on Madden.
For real. Nah, Vince was nice.
Yeah.
But that was good. And I liked it Baker. I think they got rid of Baker too soon.
That's the funny thing too, is like Baker just had, in my opinion, the season of his career, right? With with the Bucks.
Yeah, with the Bucks.
And yet they still not going to keep him, or they're talking about, him being a backup, and I'm like, did I miss something? Like I felt like it's like Sam Darnold. There was a time where it was like he's seeing ghosts on the field, and it's this laughable Jets quarterback. He was a beast with the Vikings. And I think with a few more things, they could. I don't know. That's tough because I thought they were going to go farther this year than they did.
Yeah,
so.
but I mean, hey, maybe next year.
Maybe.
But they won the coach of the year, so, But again, you know what I mean? We get back to that. We gonna get back to that.
We're gonna
but
do a draft special or something.
definitely dun 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 coming soon. But hey man, y'all stay dangerous, Buffalo, and we out.
It's the Wiz.